We making a movie, boys. Let's do that, and then here, cool. We making movie. I think I want to replace the bottom one, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna choose that one, I guess. Go into the story, because, you know, story's always fun. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Replace it. Yes, please. Obviously a one player. I'm alone, which sucks, but I don't mind. I normally play as SpongeBob or Patrick. I'm wondering... Excuse me. I purely like choosing a specific character for like the beginning minigames. SpongeBob and Patrick have solid animations for those. I think... Do you know what? We'll go with SpongeBob. Why not?
That's nice.
We will go with SpongeBob because, you know, he's great. And who would I normally have versus who do I barely have? I think normally I have Squidward, Sandy, and maybe Patrick, so I'm gonna go Sandy, and I'm gonna go Mr. Krabs. I've probably had this combination before, but fuck it. Yeah, no, solid, cool. We're emulating LCP, boys.
Gil Hammerstein speaking.
I'm very excited to get back into this game again. Let's go.
Sure. It's so nice to... Okay, yes, sir. The plans are all in place. I'm down at the Murmelair set now, and I am confident we have found the... Yes, sir. I'm aware how
I'm hoping y'all can
anniversary
hear this
special of
properly, by the
Mermaid Man
way.
Barnacle Boy is, and I'm completely convinced. Yes, sir. Sure. We'll put all the contestants through their paces, see how they do in the 3 scenes, and the one that performs the best will get the part. Yes, sir. And the most popular contender overall will get the coveted supervillain role. Good one, pal. I am so sorry, sir. So sorry I called you that. I just got a bit carried away with the moment. It won't happen again. Yes, sir. Okay. Just leave it to me. I'll take care of everything.
It's been a while since I've actually
Miss
watched the
Pennington, get me the first
cutscenes,
contest
actually.
host on the line. No!
Although, it'll be good to actually watch through them again, because I kind of want to make a video out of this eventually, so...
Bubble bath!
Having the footage is going to be a good idea.
I culinary connoisseur to judge the best waiter.
No, you could not. My superior gastronomic and gourmet skills will sort the majestic from the meek.
And obviously, you know, it's emulated, so if you can see a line on the left there, and maybe at the top, then that'll be why, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately, but it's a minor inconvenience, so I'm not bothered by it too much.
That's why you chose me.
Right. I'll be waiting.
Let's go! God, I've missed this game so much. I do normally revisit this game like once a year, maybe even twice. I do occasionally come back to it. I never like fully abandon it. It's like with BFPB and Movie Game. I do actually play those like once or twice a year. It's also very easily accessible if I do want to play it. because I have it on the PC. Obviously for emulation, this game wasn't released for PC, but... Although, I think there was actually a PC version that was very different, which was a point-and-click, which... I don't even know how good that was, to be honest, or if it was even good at all, but...
This ain't good.
You know... I gotta say, with this game as well, I think the beginning, I don't know whether or not I'd call them levels or not, but... Like, Krusty Krab and, Boating School and Goo Goo, and like some of those are my favourites, the beginning areas of the game, because I think they are the most fun at the beginning, I think.
A perfect score.
There are some really good, shit. There are some really good, mini-games later on, though. It's an interesting topic, really, because most of the minigames in this game, well, no, actually, no, that's a lie. All of them are enjoyable. It's kind of one of those games where even if you don't like the minigame, you still kind of enjoy it, which is cool. Like, there's one minigame that I find questionable in Jellyfish Fields, which again I'd rather play a different minigame, but it is still a good one, to be honest, or it's enjoyable. It's even more enjoyable if you have an extra person with you. I keep doing that, fuck's sake. It's the one where... Shit. I'm losing track of what I'm saying. It's the minigame where you put the fucking jellyfish in the cages, not the one where it's like solo teams, but the one where you actually play as a two-player team. And you're in like a square like map arena thingy. I do actually really like that a lot. But again, it's one of those ones that I find it's better with a friend, because at least with that, like, you can have more control of the board and whatnot. You can also do a thing where you set your controller to the second controller port, and you can... Obviously, you can play as your character while you... You can play as your character in the second port, so that you play as the second player role with catching the jellyfish, so it's not too bad. It also means you can get more control over it, which is a way to nail the minigame, to be fair. It is more fun that way, but... This game's definitely more fun with friends, though. I think I can definitely agree with that. Like, last time I streamed, I obviously played Toy Story with my friend Sarek. And we occasionally do play LCP, because it is genuinely, like, really fun. Like, it's one of those childhood games I loved as a kid. It is genuinely a childhood game I loved as a kid. Like, I'd play it non-stop. It's just Mario Party, but for SpongeBob. Although, to be fair, there's no board game. You're not traveling around a board, you're just kind of going through a story. Just completing the areas and trying to win. Like, you know, and obviously, you know, for those that don't know, you're basically doing auditions for, like, roles in a movie. And obviously the more, like, you know, these mini games are called auditions, and obviously, like, the more you win, the more likely you are to get the role. But it obviously depends on more points you actually. It's dependent on how many points you have. And obviously, I think if you have the most points by the end of the game, you obviously get a supervillain role where you play as the Sneaky Hermit.
Coming up.
Oh, I suppose.
I mean, obviously, you also can't freely just act in the scenes yourself. Like, obviously, they're pre-made cutscenes by the developers. Like, they're not fully custom like movies and cutscenes you can create and whatnot, but there are also different combinations you can do with the characters and the cutscenes and whatnot, because there's a cutscene, I'm trying to find a good way to word it properly, but there's a cutscene for every character, for every role that you can play, so it's nice. Like, if you play as Mr. Krabs and you win in the Krusty Krab, you're gonna get to see him play the role of the waiter, for example, in the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie.
Chow's on.
Long as you pay.
I'm glad they actually have the essence of the show in this game as well. It is really nice.
I made it. Now eat.
Come and get it. Your wish is my
By getting you to make a full-on Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie, it's cool.
Chow's on.
I mean, that's the funny thing as well. Like I've watched the end cutscene a lot. I still don't know if I've seen every possible combination for the end movie, but I've seen it enough times that part of me doesn't want to watch it, but also does. But
Sweet victory.
I'm more interested in the actual entire game with the mini games and whatnot. Plus, there's you also don't have to play the story. Like, that's the thing. You can do like a tournament where you do 5 mini games at a time just to see who wins. And you can do that multiplayer as well. You can also do single auditions, which, again, you can choose any minigame you want and do that multiplayer, or you can do it for practice. You can do it for practice, which is cool. I'm glad that the developers decided to give people like these options to play these in any way they see fit. Like, you don't have to stick to the story. It's kind of nice.
Working. That was too close.
Ride 'em,
That was close.
Gotcha. Bring it.
That's for me.
Ride 'em, cow swirl.
Got it.
Yeah, I can do that. Cool.
That was close.
Great job, pal.
Got it.
I do actually hope to stream this with friends as well eventually, because it is a good streaming game as well.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not something that you take super seriously either, you know?
Gotcha.
Got it.
What a terrific teammate.
That was
Gotcha.
close.
Ride 'em, cow swirl.
Like, even in one of the slower parts of the game like this, you can genuinely just play it, talk about anything, or even just focus on the game and still be competitive with it, you know? It's nice.
Speed it up. My plan's working.
Go
Excuse me.
SpongeBob.
Nailed it.
Bring it. Gotcha.
I've only ever played this game with like 2 people, like 2 other people at most. I'd love to play with a full floor.
That was close. That's for me. That was too close.
I do, going back to, like, talking about the show and how it has the essence of it, I like the fact that, the mini-games carry that essence as well with how they work. Because you can go jellyfishing and shit, you can create Krabby Patties, make them, sell them, whatever. There's boating school, there's the chum bucket. There's obviously downtown as well.
Great job, pal.
I'm trying to think of other places as well, actually. I think... I would have said Rock Bottom, but that's not true. There's a mini-game called Rock Bottom, but there isn't a Bikini Bottom. Excuse me, goddamn. Choking on air, goddamn. There isn't a location for Rock Bottom, but there is a mini-game called Rock Bottom, and if I'm thinking of the right minigame, it's just where you smash rocks with, like, a fucking pickaxe or some shit, I don't know. But it's similar to this one, where it starts slow and eventually it's fast-paced. Although, to be fair, I think there's plenty of minigames like that in this game, to be fair. So...
Great job, pal. Go SpongeBob. Close call. Gotcha.
God damn, let's go.
Speed it up!
Quick. Nice. Hoping y'all... I mean, I can see it on the preview in OBS, so I assume y'all still can. I don't think I need to be clicked into the game either, actually. That's a good point. Although, actually, I think I do, because if you click off of Dolphin, I think it kind of, like... how do I say it? I don't know, it kind of glitches the gameplay a bit. It kind of glitches the emulator's display, but on, like, OBS it'll still allow you to see it, I think I am clicked in, though, because I can genuinely still see it. For those watching on YouTube, by the way, if the volume's not that great, do let me know. If it needs turning down or turning up.
Sweet victory.
It seems like it's a fine amount. The audio seems like it's a good amount, but I can only hear it in my ear. I can't hear how good my voice sounds compared to how good the game sounds. So if it needs turning down, let me know. On my YouTube VODs channel, obviously. And while you're at it, you can subscribe. You can catch more VODs on the VODs channel. Most of my streams end up going up there. I say most because I had the last stream I did, like the stream I did a few weeks ago on a very different game, like it didn't go up there, so
Scissors cut paper.
I kinda completely forgot about it. Plus, I think I was bored by the game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit bored with the game.
Paper covers rock.
Damn it. You know what? Nah, I want to win. Let me win. I shouldn't restart. I really shouldn't, but fuck it. To be fair, if there's an opportunity where I can lose one, for the sake of a review video, I should probably allow, like, with this example, like, I probably should have accepted that loss, to be fair. Because then it at least allows for a different bit of... It allows for variety in the review for footage. I could also just record different gameplay in the future, actually, that's a good point, but...
Rock, smashin' scissors.
Damn.
3, 2.
I do actually really like how this game did rock, paper, scissors.
Rock,
Nice, I won.
scissors.
Oh, it finished there. Okay, I was not expecting that. I actually... Although, to be fair, it's... Since me and Plankton were on a team, we were tied for first, so yeah, that makes sense, actually. This is the only instance where you don't play with the full 4 people. But, I don't know what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, I like with the
How did the
with the way that rock paper scissors works in this game, I do really like how they did it with like the bubbles and the animations and stuff, and just with the idea of just pressing a button just to choose one. I like it a lot. Obviously, like, there's not much else you can do for rock paper scissors in a video game, but in the sense of SpongeBob, I think it works. I think it works.
Bubble Bash? How did the waiter trials go?
As I suspected, they were all terrible. It was a complete and utter waste of my valuable time.
Just tell me who the winner is.
It pains me to say this, but the only mildly competent
I
one
also
was
love how...
SquarePants.
Fine. That wasn't so hard, now was it? Get Mr. SquarePants.
I also
down to the
love
Krusty
how
Krab
whenever you finish a set of 3 auditions, none of the characters can say, yeah, no, one of them stood above the rest. Like fucking Bubble Bass really went ahead and said, well, none of them were really good, but SpongeBob won. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
Home of the world-famous Krabby Patty.
There are 1 or 2
Today,
characters
it
that
is-
get
Hey, buddy.
that are
I'm
enthusiastic
narrating
about
this
it,
scene.
but
Pardon?
there are a lot of
Sorry.
instances where it's
My
like
mistake.
that, where they'll
Please,
say,
carry
none
on.
of them were great,
you.
but this person won.
The Krusty Krab. Here we find Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy sent to find the sneaky hermit. But the hermit is not here. Only tasty and nutritious meals at affordable prices.
Ooh, monsieur, that was very good.
Why, thank you. I have had some training and... Hey, is this thing still on?
The barnacles.
Oh, come on, Mermaid Man. That shady character at the beach obviously sent us on a wild goose chase.
Don't be silly, son. There are no wild geese here. We're at the bottom of the ocean. Waiter.
Oh, jeez. Ah, yeah. Huh.
A little more pepper, please. I sure do love it.
Pepper up!
Why does he have a pink
little more?
tie?
More? A little more, thanks.
I never realised that SpongeBob had a
Just more.
pink tie in this
How about you
cutscene.
just keep that pepper?
Or is that a bow tie? I
I
really
sure
cannot
love that
tell.
pepper.
Hey, oh, we're wasting time. We should be out finding the sneaky hermit.
Did you say sneaky hermit?
Yes, I did.
I also love how during the cutscene you can hear the music from the first minigame. I love how you can hear that music. It is actually nice to listen to that.
The hermit used to be in my tap dancing class.
Until now,
Well,
obviously.
that's
but
a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
Do you
it's
have
also
any
funny
idea
how
where
they
this
show you
hermit
the
is
product
Nuh-uh.
right
Well,
after
have
you
seen
win.
anything suspicious?
Would
I do really
suspicious
like
be
that,
seeing
like,
Man Ray drag a
feature,
wriggling fat
although-
into the chum bucket, perhaps.
It makes me wonder
I call that
if you'd be
suspicious.
better waiting
now?
until you
No
watch the
one goes
full
into the
movie,
chum bucket.
because then you're just rewatching the
Now, out
cutscenes
the
again,
window.
Merciful muscles, Mermaid Man.
which
we
isn't a
got
bad
work to do.
thing. Like, I'd imagine
To the
most
chum
people,
bucket.
Thank you for coming
I'd
to the
imagine
Krusty
most
Krab.
people
Please come again.
on the release day of this game, or on their first playthrough,
yes.
didn't
Thanks.
play it in one sitting, but
Now, where
still.
was I? Oh, yeah.
I'm also talking
To
over the
chum
cutscene. I
bucket
apologize, but still.
away!
I'm trying to explain my point. So cutscene I do like, though. I believe it's, I want to say Goo Lagoon next. Yeah, let's go. I love Goo Lagoon. Although, having said that, Goo Lagoon is a really good location for minigames. The only downside is the weights minigame. I think that's the first one,
Larry,
actually.
how's the lifeguard business treating you?
I think that's the first one, actually. Like, there's a minigame where you help the lifters put weights onto their... I'm not a gym person, I don't know what it's called, but the bar thingy that you lift up when there's weights on it, you help Larry and Donnie, I think his name is, the whale, put like different coloured weights onto the thing. I don't remember having that much issues with it as a kid, but nowadays whenever I play it, like, the downside is when you're playing with a computer player and they don't do what you want them to.
You know, surf, sand, and sun, the usual.
But
Super!
you know,
So, what
I don't
tryouts do
mind
we have for three of
overall,
our
but
contestants?
Well,
still.
Gil, I have 3 beach activities that should test whether they have the right stuff.
Great!
God,
Let's see if they
I've
sing.
Or swim. Good one, Gil.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Let the games begin!
I've played this game so many times in recent years, and it's crazy how it still feels nostalgic. Because I feel like with some games, sure, you play them as a kid, but if you're someone who emulates them and replays them so much through your teenage years or adulthood, like, they're obviously still incredibly fun. But I think sometimes, like, the nostalgia factor kind of wears off a bit because you've played it so many times as an adult. I think, luckily for me, I think BFBB and LCP still kind of have the nostalgia effect for me, luckily. Because I often still play the game and think, wow, this game is so good. Oh no, wait, it's not even the weights one. Okay. This minigame's really good. I like this one. It's a bit of a... I mean, I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one to talk about, really, because... For example, I'm obviously, I'm SpongeBob, for those who don't remember, and I'm at the front right now, and when you're at the front, all you can do is keep holding in the direction and then just tap A whenever you need to, just so you can win. And the funny thing is, the other players can't stop you either, that's the thing. The other players can't stop you from they can't encourage you to fail, they can't cause you to fail. The only way you can fail is if I fly into the net, for example, or if I crash into, like, a sandcastle. Or if I slow down myself, but the only cause of failure in this minigame is self. Any action that you decide to make is probably a good way to word it, but... Like, those beach balls that are flying around, that's probably the closest thing that could probably fail you without you doing anything, but still. I kind of like it, though. I kind of like the fact that you have so much control over whether or not you succeed. I do like that. Because it's not just an unfair minigame here, you can at least like everyone has the ability to win. They're at least given an equal chance. That's what I like about this game. Like with most minigames, with most minigames, everyone has an equal chance to win. Even someone as inexperienced as, whatever, like... I'm really experienced with this game, but there could easily be someone who isn't. But even they have, like, a good chance to win in some minigames. Because a lot of the minigames as well, like... It's not like Mario Party, where... I think sometimes Mario Party is, like, not as straightforward in some of the minigames. Most of the minigames in this game, they're really straightforward. I'd argue that they're more straightforward than Mario Party minigames, to be honest. I think a lot of the minigames are also easier to deal with, honestly. There's also setting the characters' difficulties and whatnot, which I guess that plays a role into how you, or I guess whether or not you win or lose, but still. I also won that. Yay me. Let's go. It honestly makes me wish, it makes me wish there was a Simpsons party game, We have Mario Party, we have LCP, we have... I swear there's even, a Garfield party game as well, I think there's a Nickelodeon one as well that has, Danny Phantom and SpongeBob and Zim as well, I think, probably, just Nickelodeon characters you can play as in their respective worlds as well, although it's not as good, it's a thing that exists. I'd love to have that with The Simpsons. I genuinely feel like that's a missed opportunity. And I feel like there's a lot you can do for minigames as well with the Simpsons franchise. You can easily do something with Moe's Tavern, the Power Plant, even the Simpsons house, honestly, anything would be a good idea. It's fine, I guess with this I can just do this. The green area is going to be a bit smaller though. But, and again, with The Simpsons, I've spoken about it to people before. It's been so long that I don't know whether they agreed with me or not, though, but I do think that the downside is we're not going to get another Simpsons game for a while, I don't think. I think, let's be real, I think we're basically done getting new Simpsons games, because, yeah, Tapped Out is a thing, but that's a mobile game. I also don't know. I'm pretty sure they still make updates for Tapped Out as well. I think it's one of their main drivers for money now, I think, as well, so...
Hey, that was heavy. Nailed it.
It's one of their main drivers for money now, because people spend money on donuts.
That's a keeper.
I'm the boss.
But yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna get a Simpsons game like that, but something like that would be really good. Genuinely.
That's the way. Gotcha.
Have a decent amount of playable characters in the game as well, in Simpsons Hit and Run, obviously you play as 5 characters. You play as the entire Simpsons family minus Maggie, and then you play as Apu.
Get ready to work out. Now I've got
And,
it.
you know, there's even the bonus game where you do, like, third-person races. Which, that in itself... I mean, the races idea isn't that good,
My
but...
plan's working.
Nah, I'm not okay with it. That's the first time where I haven't fully gotten everything from that, and it really sucks. And the problem I have with it is the fact that, again, it's like I was saying, it depends on the computer character. You depend on a computer character, which it does really suck. Because they end up pressing the button in the red area, which I'm not a fan of. But it also depends on the difficulty you put them at, because that's another thing as well. You don't want them to be... You don't want the computers to be too easy, but you also don't want them to be too difficult. Like, normally I choose the middle option, where they're a mix. You know what I mean? This minigame's nice as well. As a kid, I mean... I think as a kid, I wasn't a fan of it that much. Although I do kind of find it satisfying to actually reel stuff in. I do find it kind of satisfying, honestly. Especially when you do it right. Like, let's go.
You are all mine.
Having said that as well, it is really easy to do it right. Like, once you actually start getting it right, your future... you know, once you start getting the hang of said minigame, your playthroughs are going to be run with ease. And that's the thing, like, you're gonna do really well in future playthroughs. So... Like, how well are you doing this minigame kind of speaks for itself, eventually, I guess, but... Go to red, nice, let's go. I wanna get, I think I do need another red, nice. With these beginning ones, you kind of don't even have to hold it down for that long, like just a millisecond will do. You can even just touch it for 1 second if they're right at the beginning, and you can just make it work. It kind of makes me wish we did have, like, going back to party games as a whole, like, weirdly enough, I do kind of want a remake for this game, but instead of just having local co-op, or local multiplayer, you have online multiplayer, which, to be fair, if Purple Lamp, like, remade the original LCP into, like, lights, camera, pans, whatever you want to call it, to make it sound like a remake, like, I feel like that would work. I feel like that would sell them... Like, weirdly enough, I do feel like that might actually give them, like, more money and shit as well. Or get them more sales, I guess would be the right term to use there. Like, you create a remake, and then what you do is, you add online multiplayer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think people would still play the original more, but it's like that as well. People, especially with remakes, like, Rehydrated is a good example of this, where we have the original BFBB, and then someone created Rehydrated, and people hated it. I think people loved it, but people always find things to complain about when it comes to Rehydrated, and it does truly
Larry,
suck.
how did the beach tryouts go?
They were
Like, it does truly suck, because honestly, it is such a good game in its own right. It is such a good game.
Awesome! The little guys tried their hearts out.
And who was the winner?
The square absorbent one, SpongeBob.
Like, it feels like a
Okay,
different
I guess that could
game,
See if Wardrobe has a pair of trunks for Mr.
is the thing.
Square.
Like, I need to find a way to properly explain this. It's obviously the same game. It obviously is. And I've even heard people say that it's not the same game, and I kind of listen to that and think, I feel like you're kind of wrong when you say that, because it is the same game. It is BFBB, but it's also its own game. Like, that's how remakes work. Like, it's its own game. And to add to what I'm saying,
You're in the news,
it's a
boss.
good
Oh, I'm so
game.
proud of you.
As far as remakes go, it's a
Sure,
really
boss.
good
I stuck to
one.
my lookout job. Let's see what I can see. Fishy. Fishy, fishy. Oh, my favorite superheroes!
I like the graphics as well. Like,
I might have these the wrong way round.
the downside is people say that Rehydrated's graphics are way too fucking
What can I
vibrant
get you, gentlemen?
and
Gelb
way
Sundae?
too
Sea
colourful, and
cucumber split?
I kind of don't
Information on
agree
any
with
of the
that
major
either.
supervillains?
Super what now?
Like, the graphics work for the
I'd like
game.
2 scoops of high
It's like
fiber
comparing
ice cream,
Rehydrated to
Brussels
Cosmic
sprouts
Shake. Like,
sprinkles.
Cosmic Shake's graphics,
Oh,
they work for
Thought
Cosmic
you might have been
Shake.
looking for a supervillain.
Rehydrated's
Someone
graphics
like
work for
Sneaky.
Rehydrated.
There's a sale on underpants. I mean, a sneaky
Like, Cosmic Shake's
hermit.
graphics kind of look
That's
more
the one.
pastel-y,
Was
I
here not
guess,
long
but
back. Said something about being hungry. Something about the Krusty Krab.
Jumpin' jellyfish mermaid man, the sneaky hermit
Like,
must be at the Krusty Krab. We should go immediately.
Well,
I don't think they're
don't
as
need
good
to
as
go on this, but I'm
Rehydrated's
happy to
graphics,
go
though, but
to the Krusty Krab. Away!
like, in some
Well, I
areas,
got rid of them for
the
you.
graphics
I
and
will
the
make sure you
textures
get a
of
pretty
things
badge
kind
for
of
your
look like they're
service.
decaying a bit,
Great.
but
Thanks. No, really.
Yellow.
they're not bad graphics
Hi,
either.
boss! Oh, yep, I won't let anyone else through. No one's getting past these super sharp eyes again. Ah! Barnacles!
What can I do for you, Mr. Man Ray and Mr. Dirty Bubbles, sirs?
Oh, I knew these disguises wouldn't work.
What a waste of $2. We're looking for the sneaky hermit's secret hideout.
The secret one? That's just over the hill there.
Well, that was easy.
Sure. Follow the signs. You can't miss it.
We love this game. I was muted and I unmuted mid sentence, but I'm gonna say it again. We love this game. We love it. I know I repeat myself a lot as well, but we do seriously need like a Simpsons party game, I think. I feel like there's, especially nowadays with the amount of seasons we have, like, there's so much you can do with it. There's so much there's so many references you can make.
Round of auditions.
Mr. Hammerstein, it's an honor that you chose my boating school as a set for your new
Me personally,
show.
I feel like I
What have you
need
got in mind for our contestants?
a
will be
Simpsons pie
testing
game
their
as well,
driving
just
skills.
because.
To
But
get the police officer role, they'll have to ace
I think
these
that'd be
driving
like a
tests.
really fun game
Great,
to
Mr.
play.
Upgrade. Just make sure you find the most qualified
I do
one
think
among
that'd be
you.
really fun,
Oh,
honestly.
yes.
I guess it
Only
depends
the
on how
one
they
with the
would have
most
executed it,
perseverance
though. But
and skill will be qualified for this
the
role.
fact that we don't
Okay,
have
Mrs.
that
Bob, let's
yet
get
is
this
kind of
podcast.
surprising.
Start your engines.
Gladiators, let's go. This is another one that I kind of tolerated growing up. Like, yeah, it's not the best. It's a bit difficult to get the hang of, but I think that's also the controls. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think the controls, like, while I think eventually you can get the hang of them if you try your best to, like, even I've played this game for years and I still haven't gotten the hang of this minigame. I really haven't. Obviously you get bonus points for putting them into the tire, I think.
Darn.
I always try to knock them off the edge just because I know that I can do that a lot more. Like, obviously press B or in my case circle to brake. I am using a PS4 controller on Dolphin as well, so I'm probably gonna reference like the controls and whatnot, I guess, but yeah, by the time my reaction time on this minigame is not that great, to be honest. Like, by the time you react, it's too late. Plus, like, the moving around is genuinely sensitive. You can actually... It's also another one you can play in a competitive way as well, because you can do things to the other players, whereas in some of the other minigames you can't. You don't have that much freedom to do that. I think... I don't know if it's the next mini game or the one after, but there's one where you drive a boat, and I think in that one you do have a bit more freedom as well. You ride, I think it's actually the next one where you ride a bike, and you're kind of just on your own in your own little area where you just ride the bike and you do stunts. And you can't really interact with the other players physically, but it's not that bad of a minigame, really. It's really not, like... You kind of just have to make sure you know what you're doing to gain the points, is the thing.
Darn.
Growing up, though, again, I've said it before at the beginning of the minigame, but I did not enjoy this minigame growing up. Because I remember I'd play on higher difficulty and whatnot, on maybe not higher difficulty actually, but I remember I would find difficulty in it, because there's a thing in the game where if you don't earn enough points, you will fail the audition and then you'll have to do one of the mini-games again. And this was one of those growing up where I would fail one of the mini-games in the boating school and I would have to redo one of them. Which does suck a bit. Again, it sucks a bit, but I think as a kid I didn't understand video games back then. Like, I don't think I did, not fully. I also played the same games over and over again, so, like... I played, like, I had an original Xbox and PS2, I played the same games over and over again, like BFPB. So my knowledge of games just didn't go very far until I actually got a laptop and a PC. Having said that, though, if you're playing on a console, the most you need is a fucking controller. Unless you're playing on the Wii, in which case, like, you need motion controls. Which, to be fair, everyone knows about motion controls, especially if they're growing up with the Switch, but... Like, I feel like they made the Switch work, that's the thing. Like, comparing the Switch to the Wii, I think the Joy-Cons, using them as an example, like, it's a lot more streamlined, I think. Like, the motion controls and the Joy-Cons themselves, like, they're a lot more streamlined and whatnot compared to a Wiimote. Which is cool, we love to see it, honestly. That's another thing about the Switch as well. It is basically a portable Wii. And that's the thing, it basically is. Even though most of the time you're not going to play with motion controls on the Switch, like, the functionality is still there, like, you know.
I gotta get going. Is this safe?
The only problem I feel like I have with this minigame is I don't even have many problems with it, if any at all, but I feel like the only one I might have is the fact that the first player is all the way on the left, which, again, it's not a bad thing by any means, but...
That's the way!
It's not a bad thing by any means, but I think I would prefer to be in the middle. But then I guess I can just do something in the emulator to fix that, like with how, like, you know, with a console you can switch the ports that you use, like, realistically, if I wanted to, I could genuinely just switch, again, the ports in a digital sense. Fuck. I'm winning, it's fine, it doesn't matter.
Full speed ahead! Nailed it! I went to college!
I tried to actually spam the buttons a bit, because I think sometimes when you spam the buttons, it kind of does the stunts a bit faster, plus, like, I think sometimes you can even end the animation mid-animation. Which is something I think that's a thing. I do kind of... Fuck. No, I don't want that, because I have everything on... I have everything unlocked on the top one. I want to keep that one. Although, to be fair, I know the cheat code, it's fine, but... Excuse me for a moment. I'm not gonna leave my chair or my desk or set up. Obviously, I'm just replying to a message. My apologies. Okay, let's go. And then it's the driving one this time. It's... Speaking of emulation and controllers and whatnot, like... I actually, weirdly enough, I used to play this game with a Switch Pro. Excuse me, I burped. I used to play this with a Switch Pro. I kind of liked it with a Switch Pro, especially with this minigame. It just felt a lot easier to do. Like, there's even, like, music mini-games where you, like, hold down buttons and press them to, you know, to get your high score and whatnot. Or to earn points, whatever. And it kind of felt, like, really comfortable to use in that minigame as well, because all of the buttons were closer together. But I ended up switching to a PS4 controller for this game, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels a lot more comfortable to use with most of the minigames. Like, you'd use the Switch Pro controller for this minigame, and driving just would feel so weird. Like, you'd go driving in this minigame, and it'd feel really weird. You'd flip Krabby Patties in first, mini game, and that would feel kind of weird as well when you
Mess with the employee of the
when you
month.
switched places. And it just feels so much more. It feels more immersive and it feels more smoother.
Oh, I'm quick. Where's the chef?
It feels a lot more smoother, to be honest.
I am the best sponge ever.
There she blows!
Here I come.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I do kind of understand it as well, because, I mean, the PS4 controller is basically the same as a PS2 controller. The only difference is, like, the touchpad in the middle. Like, the only difference is the touchpad in the middle, but also another difference is the options and share buttons as well. Like, they're basically the start and select buttons, but they're obviously shaped differently and moved a bit higher. But apart from that, the controller keeps the same design. Which, to be fair, the original like PS2 controller, it felt a bit more clunky. Or it felt a lot more solid, which I don't think it was as comfortable personally, but
I'll show up, you landlubbers.
I'm surprised only an hour has passed. God damn.
I am the best sponge ever.
Speaking of which, with this game, I actually used to experience a bit more, like, at least on the emulation side, like with Dolphin, I used to experience more lag, like frame rate lag, whenever you'd set off driving. However, I mean, I've updated updated, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but I have actually upgraded my PC within the past year, so maybe that's why. But not to mention that I use a newer build of Dolphin. Having said that, though, I don't keep Dolphin up to date just because last time I updated, Dolphin stopped working entirely, so
Don't mess with the
I kind of just
employee
keep
of
the
the
same
month.
build because I know it works. Plus, I mean, to be fair, Dolphin, if you play a game with Dolphin, it'll like, regardless of in terms of GameCube games at least, like, if you play a game with Dolphin, chances are the game is gonna run well. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what the game is, it's gonna run well. Like, BFBB runs really well on it nowadays, like, the graphical glitches are basically gone. This game has no lag, but it could also be my upgraded hardware, like... I would actually recommend using... Compared to PCSX2, I'd definitely recommend using this more. Because you don't need as many hardware requirements, and you don't necessarily need good hardware. Like, that's the thing.
Mrs. Puff, that was fantastic.
You don't necessarily need
Who's our
good
big
hardware.
star? Who is the best on the course?
With PCSX2, you do kind of need good hardware. Having said that, I haven't had bad hardware in years, so I couldn't really make a comment. And plus, like, PCSX2 gets updated every day, pretty much. So,
I say, give them what they want. Now, who's the winner?
which, you know, if you keep an emulator up to date, your performance for the most part is gonna be better overall. So.
SquarePants, eh? Who would have thought a guy
It's
without
not
a
too
license could have
bad.
won that role? Get Mr. SquarePants down to the motor pools so he can be assigned a vehicle for the role.
Goddamn. Getting another cutscene, boys. I shouldn't talk so much through this one this time, but, you know.
Sorry, Barnacle Boy. I must be in the passenger seat.
Remind me again why we made the invisible boatmobile invisible.
That rock hasn't moved for a
I
while.
love how Mermaid
and that
Man's, like,
seaweed is
shirt barely
swaying a
fits him
little
anymore.
Too quickly. That coral looks awfully.
Officers, be on the lookout for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy in their invisible boatmobile. They are believed to be old and dangerous.
I love how the speakers are basically animated as well.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Wow, my heroes.
That sounded like the invisible boatmobile.
Bro, what the fuck? Why was SpongeBob for real touching the
Roger,
air?
Apprehend them at once.
I am on it. I'm
Like, the dude grabbed onto
I'm
air.
ready, I'm ready.
Hey, I didn't know we had a radio.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
Sing along, Barnacle Boy. I love this song.
That's not a song, you twit. It's a police siren. Barnacles, we need time to solve the disappearing building mystery, and we can't do that if we're arrested.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about cabbage. You were saying?
Floor it!
Barnacle Boy, I know a shortcut that'll confuse everyone. Hold on!
I would genuinely love to make a video on this game eventually.
Update on the chase, officer.
Want to succeed? Having trouble? Oh, there they are!
Like, I think in a video format, what I could do is I could have, say for example, this cutscene, and then I could use SpongeBob's perspective as well as, I could have SpongeBob's perspective as well as, like, say, Plankton's or Patrick's,
I'm bringing them in, sir.
just to show the fact that, you know, you can at least have, like, combinations. That'd be cool.
Well, good to see real talent. You still upstaging your old pal Squidward?
I live his dream whenever I can.
This
It's
is
the glory
this
of
is actually one of my
genuine
favorite
talent.
locations for
It sure
minigames.
So, do you think you can find a star there at Sand Stadium?
It'll be hard. What are you looking for?
I want someone with rhythm and melody who can sing and dance. You know, a real performer. I want a star, William. No less.
Well, I have a 3-part audition that should sort the somebodies from the nobodies.
I really like these
Excellent.
auditions,
Well, what are you
honestly.
waiting
They're
for?
really
Bring
good.
on the clowns. And make this good, William. I'll be waiting.
No, wait, Rock Bottom is the music one. Yeah, no, Rock Bottom's the music one, because we're about to do it, yeah. How did I forget about that? There's also the second minigame, which, obviously, for those that don't know, like, each player has their own instrument, like this one, and Squilliam does it in a certain rhythm, pattern, whatever, and you have to obviously repeat it in the right one. The downside is it's split up into A and B, and on the controller, or in the game rather, it's left and right, but on the controller it's there, how do I say this, like, on the controller it's not the same, it's really not, like, if you want to press, like, say, B, for example, or, like, on my controller, obviously I think I have circle as B and cross as A. So I think in the game, B is left and A is right. So if I wanna press the buttons on the controller, I have to do the opposite. So if Squilliam does left, I have to do right. If he does right, I have to do left. But it's not that bad. You do kind of get used to it, and it is easy to follow, but... Speaking of which, I love this minigame. Let's go. I love it. Since I'm emulating it though, I think sometimes you will get like a stutter. Like that. If you saw it, like you'll get a stutter or a bit of lag for a millisecond and then it'll continue as if nothing ever happened. And the downside is like sometimes that will mess you up, which really sucks. Because the thing with me is when I play this minigame, I like getting every single note. Excuse me, goddamn, I burp a lot when I stream, I do apologize.
I'm ready to rock.
I also really like how the camera focuses on one player at a time, where you get to show off your moves and shit. I also let go of A by accident, goddamn. I do really like how the game does that with the camera though and the spotlight, it's so good.
Hey, we sound good.
Hang on a minute. God damn, okay. It's crazy to me how I've only been playing for an hour and I'm already at this level. To be fair, the minigames take like 3 minutes at most, I think. Like, weirdly enough, each minigame lasts like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So I'm really not surprised by that. But there's also cutscenes, and I don't know, normally I skip the cutscenes whenever I replay the story, so... And I'm only at an hour, it's kind of insane, honestly.
Round two.
Now I attack the music. My playing is easy too.
That's not the Texas way. Well, here goes. Not bad, huh? Go, Sal.
Damn, not game over, but mini games done already? God damn.
Sweet victory.
That felt a lot shorter than it usually is, but I'm not mad at that. I enjoyed myself. God, Mr. Krabs is actually really close, jeez. Not bad effort though, goddamn. I say goddamn a lot. Ooh, okay, so it's the... Squilliam is like the instructor for 2 of these minigames. This is a different one. The one that I was talking about is after this. But Jig on the Brig is actually really solid. I like this minigame a lot. X, 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 X.
This is tricky.
This ain't good.
For this minigame, I like to use my D-pad. I like to use my D-pad because I feel like with the joystick it's way too easy. I feel like if you use the joystick it might be a bit easier to mess it up, but with the D-pad you can at least press it, basically press a button. Right, left. Right, left.
Oh, yeah!
Right, A, left. No, left, A, right. Left, A, right. I nearly messed myself up there. Holy shit. X, B, Y. X, B, Y. I like how the jukebox is animated as well. B up up. B up up.
That's the way!
B down X. B down X.
To perfection!
Up B left. I like to say them out loud just because it's easier to memorize. X left, Y left. Okay. X left, Y left. I nearly pressed a different button. I nearly pressed a different button. I really want to get them all. Up X, right up. Up X, right up. Down Y A. Wait. Down. Fuck! I did it wrong. God damn it. It was down Y A left or right, I think. Right, down, down, Y. Right, down, down, Y.
My plan's working.
Y B Y X Y. Y B Y X Y.
Barnacles.
Game over for everyone else. Yeah, the funny thing is, if you get all of those right,
Victory!
the competition doesn't come anywhere close. Okay. God, this game's so good. Jesus Christ. Oh, my KBS is going into the yellow, although the no, it seems fine for now. But goddamn, I'm surprised it didn't drop any frames there. Jeez. This is the mini game I was talking about. This is the one. I'm wondering if I can get any shorts out of this stream actually. Having said that, I barely ever edit shorts, but still.
Copy this. 1, 2, 3.
See, that was right, and I ended up pressing left. When it's not my turn as well, I also like to... When it's not my turn, I like to pay attention to what he's doing and copy it anyway. you don't get the extra points, but it puts you in the rhythm of doing it. Like, it puts you in the rhythm of doing it, and it puts you in the rhythm of doing it, and I think it does help a bit. Because it gets you into the rhythm of touching the right buttons.
1, 2, 3. Tremendous!
That's the way!
Hooray! Stupendous! Tremendous!
All right!
Yes!
Woohoo!
Yay! Stupendous!
Yay!
Tremendous! Hooray!
That's the way! Yay!
Nice, let's
I'm
go.
winning!
That might be pretty good playing.
Yeah, I'm doing great so far.
1, 2, 3. Yay!
I really like these fast ones.
Yay!
Yes!
That's the way!
Stupendous!
All right!
Woohoo! Got it, girl!
All right!
Hooray!
That's the way!
Stupendous! Yay!
Yay! All right! That's the way! Yay!
Apologies for not talking, by the way, chat, because goddamn, I'm trying to focus.
Hooray!
Dang nabbit!
Yes! Yes!
That's actually not bad.
Let's go! That's the last minigame of this level section now. Thing. Location. That's a good way to put it. It makes me wonder if it's worth saving. I mean, obviously it is. It's definitely worth saving, but it makes me wonder if it's worth saving every time, because I don't think I'm going to end the stream yet. Like, when it gets to a good enough time to end, I will save again, but... God damn, this game's so good. I actually prefer this game over Mario Party, to be honest.
William, baby! So, who's the star?
I
of this
remember I
film?
brought up
Who's my
Mario Party, and
The
I do
winner
actually prefer it, but
Yes?
I think...
SpongeBob SquarePants!
I think a lot of
I
it
never
is
win a picture for being
nostalgia, like,
careless.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
well. Nice work, William. I'll see you down at the country club tomorrow. Send Mr. SquarePants down to wardrobe. He is on his way to being a star.
the Sand Stadium, cultural hub of our undersea art community, home of quality music from Bikini Bottom's finest performers, and also these guys. It's good to know if there's any trouble, the audience is safe tonight. For amongst them are Bikini Bottom's finest crime fighters, and also these guys.
Barnacle boy. Barnacle boy.
Oh, what is it now? I'm trying to watch.
Who's winning?
What do you... Oh, look. I told you, it's a musical performance, not a football game.
Ah, you're only saying that because your team's losing.
Oh, no, jeez.
I love how Mermaid Man said, "Yo, who's winning?" and then instantly said, "Bro, your team's losing. Shut up."
Watching you. Yeah. Here's the whale pants. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That quarterback is showing real promise this season. Did you find the hot dogs chewy this evening, Barnacle boy?
That wasn't a hot dog. It was the arm of the chair, you old coot.
I thought it was a bit stale and hard to lift. Phew. I probably shouldn't have eaten all that cheesecake either.
Maybe they're all getting up to dance.
Oh, what have you done this time, Mermaid Man?
Oh, look! It's Mermaid Man! He's gone mad and destroyed the Sand Stadium! Someone call the police! Mermaid Man must have gone evil!
Evil!
Ah, jeez. Come on, Mermaid Man. We better get to the bottom of this disappearance before we're arrested.
I hope the merchandise stand hasn't sold out of those big foam hands. I love those things.
I love how people just automatically assume that he's turned evil just because something disappeared. Like, really? I know you're a civilian and your mind is gonna just go to the worst possible scenario, but goddamn.
Karen, so lovely to talk to you again. How have you and your delightful husband Plankton been?
Sheldon, don't get me started on him. After all these years wasting his time trying to corner the fast food market, now he thinks he can rule the world just by winning a role in a TV show, which is...
Right. Well, hope that works out for him. Now, on to business. What are you intending to do with our hopefuls?
Well, I have 3 challenges for them here in the chum bucket. Whoever survives them will be the one for the role.
Okay, are you ready for our wannabes?
Yeah, sure. Send in the organic life forms.
All right, I'll be checking out the action here.
I think... I've also just realized, I think I'm basically halfway through the minigames. So I think what I might do is... I'll either end the stream after the chum bucket, or if I feel like ending it during, I'll do it, like, you know? I mean, I think I want to revisit this as well. Like, I think I might want to... Even when I've done bronze story mode, I might even stream, like, the silver and gold portions, honestly. It might not be a bad idea, actually, but... It might be something worth streaming and whatnot. It'll give me gameplay at least, so... These mini-games are fun as well, I'm not gonna lie, they're not bad. In this particular minigame, I actually, as a kid, I actually used to wait until this went to the head and, like, malfunctioned and shit, but nowadays I try to catch it early.
This'll be good as new.
Nowadays I try to catch it early just so I don't have, like, machinery shut down, I guess, but... Bro, Sandy, come help me. Calm down.
Look at it. Team 1, your generator is starting to wear.
Thanks. Thanks, Karen. You're great.
Team 2, your generator is starting to wear.
I think if you go to it early, you probably get more points as well. Like, I could be wrong, but
This goes here. Team 1's generator is down.
that's what I normally do anyway. So.
Generator immediately. Meltdown. Team
Bruh,
1,
I swear I just fixed that.
minor machine breakdown.
Bro, I fixed the generator. How the fuck does it... Nah, what the fuck? Okay, you know what? In that case, I'll just go to the machine that's closest then next time. Fuck it. We're in the green now, that's good. Bro, how is it... Since when does this game do that? The fuck? I would actually like to see how fast it goes down, but...
Team 2, your generator is starting to wear.
Next time she says something...
Generator at half repair.
Next time she says something about Team 1's generator, I'll just go.
Team 1, your generator is starting to wear.
Okay, let's go then.
Team 1's generator at half repair.
Yeah, she said Team 1's generator at half repair, so...
Team 2's generator at half repair.
Half repair, so yeah, no, we'll do that then. Next time she, like, says that. Might not be a bad idea.
Team 2, well done.
This'll only
Team
take
1,
a sec.
machine efficiency
I'll fix it.
75%.
I command you to work.
Team 2's generator at half repair. Team 1, now generator is starting
Already? Jesus Christ.
Team 1's generator.
Okay, yeah, no, it does go down really quickly once it starts to wear. Like, goddamn. It does go down relatively fast, like, jeez.
Team 2's generator at half repair.
I'll fix it.
Meltdown. Team 2, repair your generator immediately.
This'll only
Team 2, well done.
This'll be good as new.
We're winning anyway, so it's fine. Nice, let's go.
I won!
Already? Really? Oh damn, okay. I'm hoping I actually get bubbles, because Jesus Christ. Yeah, so obviously this game you run around, you get the bubbles. You can even hit opponents, like if they get caught in a bubble, you can get their bubbles. Like you can pop their bubbles, still get points. I think it's only 10 though, obviously, yeah. Dirty bubble, really good reference to the show and whatnot. I like the fact that they included him in it. I don't actually, that's a good point. Is a character like does a character just appearing count as being a reference to a franchise's show? I mean, I kind of want to say no, but because I mean, if anything, I feel like it's just a reference to the character because it is the character. Speaking of which, I got a lot of points. God damn.
Beware of bubble.
He's done for.
That's the way!
Puny bubble.
Nailed it.
I went to college.
Oh, yeah! Woo, I got
My
it!
plan's working.
That's a keeper right in House World.
That's the way!
Behold my bubbly beauty! Dirty the town, my bubble!
Oh, yeah!
Got it.
No problem.
Yes, I destroyed you.
Hey, girl.
Gotcha!
That's for me.
Gotcha. Woo, I got
Nice.
Wow! I won!
And then there's one more. Yeah, no, there's one more because there's the. I don't know what it's called, but it's the one where you create like triangles and shit. After this one, I'll end the stream. I think I've had my fun for today. Charge. That's yeah, that's fair actually. That's a good point. I never. It says the number 4 on here, but I never actually understood why that was there. I also don't think I've ever seen that before, to be honest, and if I have, I've never paid attention to it. So, unless it's just ranking, like, how good your high score is in comparison to other minigames, but,
charged up and
you know.
ready to rock.
SpongeBob at full charge!
I used to hate this minigame as a kid. Nowadays, I think I love it a bit more, but
All charged up!
Yeehaw! I'm all charged up.
She's on
it's like with Rock Bottom in BFBB. Like, yeah, I used to love that growing up, but not as much as I do now.
Charged up and ready to rock.
Wait, did I say Rock Bottom or Downtown? I think I meant to say Downtown, but
My power's at its peak.
Yeehaw! I'm all charged up.
All charged up!
I can feel my power.
Charged up and ready to rock.
I think Rock Bottom is the same as well. I think overall a lot of the late game levels in BFB are like growing up. Sure, I loved them, but not as much as I do now. Nowadays, I think I show a lot more appreciation for like levels in games and stuff.
Charged up and
Like normally when someone hates a game, I kind of try and show love for it because I think all the hate's just a bit unnecessary, to be honest. Like with Rehydrated, I think,
all charged up.
and you know, I said it earlier, or I spoke about it earlier, but I do genuinely think people hate on Rehydrated way too easily.
All charged up!
Like I think people do genuinely hate on Rehydrated way too easily. Like just enjoy the game for what it is, you know what I mean? And if you don't, that's fine.
All
But
charged up!
like you love BFBB, so I don't get why you don't love Rehydrated. Like
SpongeBob at full charge!
it's basically the same game in a different engine. That's literally it.
SpongeBob in the lead!
Obviously, in terms of the code and graphics and whatever else, it's not the same, obviously. And, you know, in terms of the engine as well, it's a very different engine, but
She's on charge.
at its core, it's the same game.
Charged up.
SpongeBob at full charge!
Like, Rehydrated wouldn't exist if it weren't for the original.
My
And
power.
that's another thing as well. Cosmic Shake wouldn't exist if it weren't for the original BFBB. That's the thing, it really
My
wouldn't.
power's at its peak.
And I do think that's an interesting thing to think about. Like Cosmic Shake came from the masterpiece that is BFBB.
All charged up!
I'm all charged up.
SpongeBob at full charge! I'm number one! I'm number one!
I can feel my power.
3, 2, 1. Nice.
Sweet victory!
And obviously, since that's the last minigame for today, I will save. I think I'll watch the cutscene before I dip, actually, but I don't know if I'll have to watch it next time or not, but you know. Pardon me, chat.
So, how did our actors do in the auditions for the captive role?
They were keen, they were eager, they were, not very good.
Surely one was better than the rest.
Well, out of the contenders, SpongeBob SquarePants would make the best captive.
SpongeBob. Okay then. Thanks, Karen. Order a cab for Mr. SquarePants. He's needed down on the lot. Make it a yellow cab. He should like that.
Damn. Gotta love this game, honestly. I love it. There is a cutscene though, so let's watch it.
This is terrible. Where is the fun? Ow! I'm not wearing the right shoes. I need my headband. Oh, I didn't stretch out first.
That kid is so annoying.
Yes, my hollow spherical accomplice, but it'll prove an adequate distraction for our bumbling superheroes.
The sneaky hermit will be pleased. Let's invite our new chum to my lair. We can concoct our evil plans over herbal tea. Oh.
By the power of Darjeeling! What a capital idea! Wait, what's that? It sounds like the invisible buffoon mobile. Our heroes have arrived.
I'll have a burger and fries. I mean, unhand that captive, you vile fiends!
Mermaid Man, I knew you'd save me.
You're too late, moron man. The mayor's child is trapped inside a vortex of stinkiness. The treadmill creates static, keeping the vile stench from the chum bucket food at bay. But stop running and wham! It's nothing but slimy skin and skunk jokes for a really long time.
That's diabolical, Dirty Bubble, and really kinda icky.
Try to save the mayor's kid, if you will. It should keep you occupied for quite some time.
Mermaid Man?
Oh, sorry. It got caught up in the moment.
So long, old-timers!
Dag, nabbit, this is only gonna stall us from finding the sneaky hermit. But we really gotta free the mayor's kid.
Oh yeah, the kid. You're gonna be just fine. Oh, sweet merciful Neptune! What is that smell?
It's the vortex of stinkiness, Mermaid Man. We've got to shut off this machine and free the captive.
Did you shut it off?
Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
Now?
Nope.
Anytime soon would be great.
Is it on?
Nope.
Still?
Nope.
We are so mad!
The double cross!
While we were here, setting up traps to help the sneaky hermit, the hermit was busy stealing our lairs!
Wow, that really is sneaky.
Sounds like this hermit is sneakier than all of us. What would you fellas say to combining forces and going after this villain together?
That's pretty much why we're here.
Well, that was easy.
I know a hunter in Jellyfish Fields who could track anything. I bet we'll be able to pick up the sneaky hermit's trail with a little help.
Well, there's nothing much left to say except super beings from both sides of the fence of good and evil! Unite!
If it's no trouble, would you mind helping me before you go? I mean, if there's time.
Oh, sorry. Let me get that for you.
And obviously, with that, I will dip now, my friends. I've definitely had my fun. I'd imagine I don't need to save. Although I did save after the minigame, so yeah, no, peace out.